What's up, people? It's the 28th of May today. It is Tuesday. Got a shorter week. Got a day off yesterday. Maybe you did too. Um, although it felt like the same time off. That's how it usually is. Okay, so we're not starting too late today. A little bit later than I, would have liked, but that's fine. Um, so we stopped yesterday. Yeah, we've been coding a little bit each day. Um, we stopped and change attribute list and realized that I can't use these little two-letter references for my files anymore because they no, I'm an idiot. Actually, I can. I was thinking change attribute list is CAL and then custom append list CAL, but that's like an abbreviation that I use. It's not like the first two letters of the file. Silly. So let's pick back up in change attribute list, and I know that we were like taking forever on getting this implemented, the data transfer function. And I noticed some flaws in the logic, namely where um, I'm handling attributes that are going to be recognized in the time tuple based on their non-skeleton format, such as clicked card. Clicked card is not going to be this attribute name, which is in the caltube2, which is where we're extracting the adder name from, and that's how we're using assignment for the time tuple. So what would happen is it would, when it does this set adder, it's going to be setting the attribute to time underscore plus adder name string, and the adder name string is going to have it's going to say skeleton clicked card, but in fact it should just be clicked card, as you can see, because otherwise it's just going to create a new time tuple attribute. It's just going to create a new attribute. It's not going to throw an error or anything, and then I'll just be like wondering why I have a bug associated with this. So got to be really careful when you do stuff like this. Let's see. Okay, so let's read where we left off. It says, can we just cut skeleton off the string to get the non-skeleton version? But would this work for all skeleton adders? Meaning if some adders in TimeTube need to remain with skeleton name versus without arbitrary. See lines 21, 22 above to determine this first before deciding here. Okay, so we put below two lines. Should these be skeleton or should we use the non-skeleton naming for TimeTube as is done with click card? If so, be sure to change other TimeTube in ClientPy. Okay, so and this is a valid like concern here, because if the timestamp associated with changing, like, so the skeleton is just to represent the actual, and whenever we want to compare like the timestamps, the logic is asking about the actual, not about the skeleton. Skeleton is merely for data transfer purposes. So I actually think that we shouldn't even we shouldn't have skeleton clickable card lists or skeleton click card lists in the time tuple. It should just be clickable card lists and clicked card lists. The issue with that though is we're going to be handling, well, in custom time list we might be like this might be dynamically assigned elsewhere, where if I do a Control-Shift-F on it, it's not actually going to show. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those hidden things, which is very dangerous. It's like, that's why, I don't know, being like writing code that's not explicit like that, it's very convenient. Sometimes maybe necessary, but it just really sucks because it's really hard to find, you know, all instances of something that you're trying to change. And that's just why it's really important to go carefully over it the first time. When you go to refactor, you might not remember, you know, all these little fringe cases or like odd scenarios where the object is accessed but through a different namespace or something like that. So anyway, so client's time tuple reflects the same that's in change attribute list, which is what we expect. But you can see here, whenever we transfer the skeleton clickable card list or the skeleton click card list, well, and when we transfer other like skeleton objects, we are handling them in terms of the skeleton. And to be fair, that is what you're transferring. And so like, you could make the argument that we should just, except for these ones like skeleton player data, which encompass like many different attributes in one, you could make the argument that like skeleton clickable card list, we should transfer it in terms of just clickable card list. And honestly, it's sort of like, there's not a real rule you can go by. Skeleton clickable card list, I mean, that is what we're transferring. So I kind of lean towards keeping that, but for the time tuple timestamp, I lean towards using the original namespace, the non-skeleton one, which may seem a little bit like wonky, but it's really fine. It's no big deal. So we'll leave these names that are transferred in terms of skeleton as their skeleton, you know, version. We're not going to change that. But I think what I do want to do is change the I just noticed this. Is this a bug? Time clicked cards list. If adder name string is equal to skeleton clickable card list, or adder name string is equal to skeleton clicked cards list. If other client bool is equal to false and current game dot time click cards list is less than received times time float, or other client bool is equal to true. Oh yeah, and which one received precedence? Is it and or? Let's see. We'll put or. Oh Lord. Okay, how about this? We'll just go, because I remember testing this like not long ago, so we'll just do it like this. list modified in function with lock. Okay, here we go. And versus or. Reminder that and takes precedence over or when used together. So and takes precedence. So if you have if true and false, or true, it's going to do the and first, which means it would be false or true, so then it would still equal true. But remember that and takes precedence over or when used together unless parentheses dictates otherwise. Okay, so and takes precedence. So this would happen first if other client bool is equal to false, and then or, and that's how we want it. I just wanted to make sure that it would be handled correctly, and just to be safe, we will put parentheses around it to help just ensure that it's handled correctly. But I notice here, current game dot time clicked cards list, like see this, we have skeleton clicked card list or add name string is equal to skeleton clicked cards list, but then we're only looking for current game dot time clicked cards list. We have the elif adder name string is equal to skeleton clicked card. So that's a completely different section. But this one right here, okay, yeah, this needs to be modified to determine between clickable card list or clicked card list to make sure that we're checking the right timestamp here, because this is the one associated with clicked cards list, which is for this, but that's not going to be the correct timestamp associated with clickable card list. Okay, if other client bool is equal to false. Yeah, so what we need to do here is modify this to be oh, here's what we'll do. We'll say associated timestamp equals if adder name string is equal to this, then the associated timestamp is going to be the current game dot time clickable card list. let's just make sure that is indeed a thing. Uh-oh. Oh, it's clickable card list. Let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Current game dot time clickable card list equals. And then it's clicked cards list. Clicked cards list. Alright. And then elif adder name string is equal to skeleton click card list. And we can just say else here to save computation. Or you can just put elif adder name string is equal to skeleton. So in the case that it's adder name string is equal to skeleton clicked cards list, then the associated timestamp would be current game dot time clicked cards list. And let's make sure that is the correct one. Okay, time clicked cards list. See, this is handled in custom time list. So let's see, right. See, so this is a place where I was just talking about how when you use a different namespace to handle something, like we just did that search throughout the entire project for that timestamp namespace, and it didn't exist here, but actually it does. That it's being updated right here. So like I think a good practice for this, whenever this is the case, would be to probably add it in a comment above the line, or like in the line, whatever, so that when you do that search throughout the entire project, it will at least show the comment that's going to tell you that it's handled here at this particular location. So let's write this out as handles, and let's actually do Control Shift F, click that, and put time clicked cards list, and then time click card list. And technically this should be the clickable cards list because it's not singular. It's like time clicked cards list is proper because it's plural. It's more than one card in the list. It's not a list of a clicked card. It's a list of cards. So that makes it really clear what you're talking about. So it's to a certain degree, but stuff like that can actually confuse you. And it's confusing me right now because it just keeps catching my eye. So we have clicked cards list, clickable card list, and that is handled here. And see, you don't actually. Let's see. Self name. Comment edit 528.24. It's time for the card. So the self.name though, doesn't that include the, let's see, let's go to setup and oh wait, I'm an idiot. It's actually let's see, time list. Here we go. So okay, the name is actually just clickable card list and clicked cards list. So this one's a little different. And technically we could just make this a placeholder list here and then assign the custom time list in the same place where all the custom append lists are assigned. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, because I mean that's just where they're all assigned. Is there a reason not to do it here? Well, not really. It's really just a matter of the fact that it's done elsewhere for all the other ones. But anyway, so this time addict at self.name is going to set the timestamp in terms of clickable card list, not skeleton clickable card list, and then clicked cards list, not skeleton clicked cards list. So it's timestamps. Let's see, from the time adders dict here. That's going to be the game time list adders dict sticks. So let's go look at that. And that is the clickable card list and then clicked cards list. And the timestamps are time clickable card list and time clicked cards list without the skeleton. So yeah, that's how we're going to want to do it. In terms of non-skeleton. So what we'll do first is I want to change clickable card list to be clickable cards list, because technically well,